I feel a lot of joy about coming and meeting with all of you this evening. It is my passion to talk about relationships and marriage and family, and it's a gift and a privilege to be able to join with you. Uh, my roots, as Jackie just introduced me, are in Canada, but I have spent and have connected to Ohio very much. My grandparents were from Ohio. My mother was born in Ohio. My daughter was born in Ohio, and I have spent actually most of my adult life in Ohio. So this is a little bit of a homecoming for me to speak to all of you here in Columbus. For the next 20 or 30 minutes or so, I'm going to talk about character in general, the importance of growing our character strengths as individuals, the implications of knowing character for couples before marriage, and then how character applies within marriages and families. And then I'm happy to respond to any questions that you have about character, relationships, marriage, family, all of those important topics. So to begin, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I'm not going to be able to tell whether you've got your eyes closed or not, but I will trust that you will. So just please close your eyes. And what I want you to imagine while your eyes are closed is the brilliance of the sun, the brilliant light of the sun. And keeping your eyes closed, I want you to then think about this quotation. Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i Faith, says, "The light of a good character surpasseth the light of the sun and the radiance thereof." So when you have a strong character, you shine out in the world brighter than the sun. You can open your eyes now. Thank you. But I want you to keep thinking of that image of brilliant light coming out of you as I go through the rest of my presentation. What the Baha'i writings talk about is inside of us. Our two natures, our spiritual nature or higher nature, and our material or lower nature. And in our higher nature, we approach God. And in our lower nature, we live for the world alone. Signs of both of these natures are to be found in men. In his material aspect, he expresses untruth, cruelty, and injustice. So that's all the lower nature qualities. And the attributes of our divine nature or our higher nature, the higher of our character, are qualities like love, mercy, kindness, truth, and justice. And every good habit, every noble quality belongs to that spiritual nature. So one of our tasks as human beings, one of our purposes in life is to expand our character strengths, to shine brighter every day, so that we can be more effective in our functioning, in our interactions with other people, and we're more equipped to be of service to others. Then when our soul, which is made up of all of these higher nature qualities, goes on to whatever it is that happens after we no longer need our bodies here and we pass on, those qualities go with us. And those enable us to be of service in whatever mysterious way happens in life after death. Here, though, we are charged with developing these qualities of character so that they are as strong and as effective as we can possibly make them. And part of what makes this development possible is our ability to be truthful, both with ourselves and also with others. The Baha'i writings say truthfulness is the foundation of all human virtues. So that when we are truthful, it opens up the possibility of us strengthening all of the possible qualities like kindness, courage, flexibility, responsibility. And what the Baha'i writings ask us to do is to know ourselves, to recognize what it is that brings us up, what it is that brings us down. And that knowledge of ourselves is vital when we think about relationships, because we need to know who it is that we are before we connect closely and intimately with another human being. So I'd like you to pause for just a moment and reflect about yourself. What is one quality that you see inside yourself that shines brightly? There's hundreds of possibilities. I've already mentioned a few. Maybe compassion, friendliness, generosity, flexibility, joyfulness, self-discipline, trustworthiness, courtesy. So pause and think for a minute. What's one that's a gift that you have? Now stop and think about one that you would like to strengthen. Perhaps you noticed that sometimes you have conflict with someone, or something doesn't go as smoothly as you would like it to go. What quality could you strengthen so that those relationships improve? Thankfulness, loyalty, humility, gentleness, enthusiasm. So what's one quality that over the next couple of weeks you'd like to work on strengthening? So then when we stop and we think about relationships, as I said, knowing yourself is key. That's a vital first step, because the Baha'i teachings ask us to become thoroughly acquainted with the character of a partner. And so one of the ways that we know about character is looking at ourselves. And that helps to equip us with observing qualities in someone else. So the quotation says, Baha'i marriage is the commitment of the two parties, one to the other, and their mutual attachment of mind and heart. Each must, however, exercise the utmost care to become thoroughly acquainted with the character of the other, that the binding covenant between them may be a tie that will endure forever. So there's a link between knowing each other's character and being able to create a bond between you that can last for all of eternity. Another way of putting this is that a couple should study each other's character and spend time getting to know each other before they decide to marry. And when they do marry, it should be with the intention of establishing an eternal bond. So the words thoroughly acquainted were used, and then here studying each other's character is used. If you stop and you think about how to accomplish that, it's not an easy question. There are a variety of things, though, that couples can do that helps. They can spend time with their families, time with friends. They can carry out community service together. They can have interactions with people they don't know. For instance, in a restaurant, how does your partner treat the people who are being of service? It's also a really important thing to have interactions with children. The couple is likely to go on and have children together. So it's very wise to know and observe, how do they interact with children? How do they treat children? How do they respond when children misbehave? How do you manage money together? It's a really good idea to go shopping together, to talk about banking, to talk about saving. You know, how do you manage money together? Because money can be a source of conflict between a married couple if they're not skillful. And so it's good to have experiences that help you learn about that aspect of each other. The Baha'i Faith encourages people to consult with each other. And consultation is a tool that the couple will use in order to determine whether they are wise to marry. It's a tool that they will use to thoroughly talk about everything that's important to the two of them. In consultation, they have the opportunity to behave as equal partners, to both have an equal voice, to reach understanding and make decisions together, all of which is vital to know before you get married. It helps them to learn, can they function as equal partners? Do they respect each other as equal partners? When a couple then goes on and gets married, character is still something that contributes to the quality of their life together. The Baha'i teachings say a married couple can be a tremendous strength and support to each other, but building a strong, united marriage requires persistence, effort, and the overcoming of many difficulties together. So persistence is a character quality. Perseverance is a character quality. Thus, Abdu'l-Bahá advises a young couple to get to know each other's characters thoroughly before taking this very important step. They must think not only of the effect on each other, but of the effects of their characters on the children who will be the fruit of the marriage. So when you think about character and getting along together with someone who you are living intimately with in a home, the greater the number of character strengths that you both have contributes to light and unity in your home. If there are a tremendous number of character weaknesses, then the likelihood of conflict and disunity goes up. So if the couple knows knows each other's character and they both have a lot of character strengths going into the marriage, then that will contribute to the unity and harmony of their lives together. When they are filled with character strengths, then they are equipped to be good parents, because one of the primary responsibilities that parents have is to raise their children to have excellent characters. And the more that the couple can practice patience, encouragement, and demonstrate qualities to their children, the children will learn from them how to behave. And then when they grow up, they will have strong characters and be equipped to go on and have an excellent marriage. The Baha'i teachings say that the mothers are the first educators who establish virtues in the child's inner nature. They encourage the child to acquire perfections and goodly manners, warn him against unbecoming qualities, and encourage him to show forth resolve, firmness, and endurance under hardship, and to advance on the high road to progress. So it's important that mothers are educated, that mothers have excellent characters, and then they are equipped to be the first educators of the virtues for the child. And of course, the father's example is also vitally important in the process. I'm going to teach you a tool that will help you with learning your own character, that will help you with acknowledging character qualities in another person, whether you're in an intimate relationship with them or whether it's your children or co-workers. I'm going to teach you a tool called character quality language, using character quality language. It's a skill that requires you to be sincere, specific, and when you are specific with how you have seen someone demonstrate a character quality, it builds love and connection between the two of you, and it encourages the ongoing use of those character qualities, and it really builds respect and self-respect as well in using it. So some ways that you can do this are: thank you for being helpful. When you brought me this tool that I needed for the project I was working on, or I appreciate the respect that you showed when we were working together on this project and made sure to include me and ask for my opinion. or I love how enthusiastic you are every time your favorite team comes on the television. It's clear to me that you're an excellent fan. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And there we go.
All right.
All right. So all of you should be able to see this list of character qualities. These are the ones over the years, there's about 58 of them that I have chosen as being ones that are of vital importance in relationships and marriages. And they are ones then that you can be observing in someone else, and then affirming and encouraging in other people. So I'd like you to take a look at the list. Think of somebody in particular in your life and choose one or two of the qualities that over the next 2 or 3 days, you'll make sure to take an opportunity to acknowledge in them. So where you would be saying, you know, thank you for, or I appreciate your, or I love how, and be observing their practice of this quality and how they carry it out, and remember to be sincere and specific and acknowledge them. And the more that you use character quality language with people, the more your light will spread and the more their light will glow. And the amount of sunlight in our world from people whose souls are glowing with character qualities will keep expanding and spreading and making many people happy. So I'll let you look at it for just another minute, and then I'll stop sharing, and we can go on into being open for questions and discussion.